Hi, my name is Meg Edwards and I'm a GTD coach. And one of the questions that I get from clients is, Meg, how do you handle repeating tasks? And a lot of times it really depends. And many times clients are already doing a great job on handling repeating tasks, particularly if they're using a tool, electronic tool especially, that allows you to just keep changing the date. So you can do something and it won't show back up again until you need it. It's kind of like electronic, tickler in that way. But what happens if you don't have a tool that does that? One of the things that you might want to think about is when you are clarifying and organizing, right? So when you're taking a look at your stuff and you're asking yourself, what is it? Is it actionable? One of the things that you might want to ask on the front end is this is something that's going to be repeating itself. And if so, if you add that to your next actions list, there's going to be a little bit of this disconnect when you check it off and your mind has to grab back, yeah, but this is something I need to do next month or I need to do in the next quarter or the next year. And mixing next actions that are just one-offs with things that are repeating sometimes doesn't work for people. So a couple of other options. One is checklists. I work with a small accounting firm that has so many things that are on repeat that they have all these systems in place for checklists, or they need to create those systems. For me personally, at work, I don't have a lot of things that are on repeat, but I do personally. And I have electronic tickler. I just created, a tickler folder and I have a folder for each month. I gave myself a year to add those things that I need to do yearly, maybe cancel or resubscribe to a magazine. I want to get the fireplace cleaned, or I need to order firewood, or I need to call to get the furnace cleaned every year. I'm one of those people that always would do it when it would be like, oh, it's warm out. Let me get my bike tuned. And I would call and they're like, well, we can see you in a month. Or, oh, it's, ski season time and let me get my skis, tuned. And I'd call and they're like, well, we can take you in 2 weeks. Obviously, you can see I don't do those things myself. And so I was, many, many years ago in a reactionary place. And I was not really proactive. I'd be like, oh, it's cold. Let me order wood, and then it's like really more expensive than if I ordered it, in the springtime or the summertime. So I gave myself a year to create that whole tickler for things that are on repeat. And it's just been really lovely because at the beginning of every month I go in and I was like, oh, this is the time to order mulch. And, it just kept me really very in control and proactive with things that are on repeat. Sometimes if you don't have much, you can use your calendar as a tickler for repeats. So let's say that there's something that you need to do quarterly. You can always just put something in your calendar as an all-day event, write the word, whatever you need to either do it that day or to take it off and put it on your next actions list. One of the things that I just invite you to do is when you are clarifying and organizing, start thinking about, is this something that's going to be repeating? And if so, how do I get that on the system and get that on cruise control so I don't have to be reactionary and I can be proactive? For more GTD resources, please visit gettingthingsdone.com and David Allen's YouTube channel. For more information on GTD coaching, please email us at info@gtdfocus.com or visit our website at gtdfocus.com.